Hello, dear viewer, and welcome back to Triangle Strategy with me, Jalanon at Lunar Nebula Gaming. We are going to be diving in shortly.
It's time we head home. You aren't forgetting anything, are you, my lord?
Eridor, I told you, I'm not a child anymore.
I'm sorry, my lord. Whenever I see your face, I can't help but think of the lad I once knew.
Can you not lower your voice? You'll disturb the whole city at this rate.
House Wolfort certainly is lively.
Indeed. I've never seen such a big, happy family.
Ouch.
I'm glad they allowed you to travel with us.
As am I. I intend to revolutionize the world with my research.
Very well and good, but we also have a wedding to prepare for.
Which is a lot of work.
Busy times lie ahead, Frederica.
Yes.
Let us make it a grand wedding. Huette, prepare an extravagant gift worthy of my best friend.
Yes, Your Highness.
It seems I'm just in time.
Well, there's Exum.
I came to thank you and see you off on behalf of the Holy One.
We are the ones who should thank you. Glenbrook and House Wolfort shall not forget your kindness.
I'm happy to have seen Hyzant with my own eyes. Till we meet again.
Prince Roland, Lord Serenoa, the future of Norzelia is in the hands of the young, those like ourselves. I much look forward to our next meeting.
We have heard much about how all in Hyzant are blessed by the goddess's teachings. And yet, they told us almost nothing of the Roselle.
This is true.
What sort of lives do they live here? What sort of life did Mother lead?
Is something the matter, Frederica?
Forgive me. I was merely lost in thought.
Thoughts of the Roselle, I presume.
Yes. I wondered what effect it might have on your relations with Hyzant, now that we are to wed.
Right now, our three nations work together, but none can say what the future holds. Whatever may occur, know that you will not have to bear it alone. It will be a burden for all of House Wolfort to bear, together.
Thank you, Serenoa.
A land of sand and sun completed. Okay, also, I did try to turn down the music volume and up, like, the music volume's comparison with voices, so then it should be easier to hear voices in the future. So, we'll see how that goes. Let's go back to this one. Overwrite that save. Alright, we're on save slot 3 now. Other than that, yeah. I feel like Exum is trying to do good stuff. It didn't seem like he cared about Rosellan blood or anything like that. But there's some problems.
His diplomatic visit as Lord of the House complete, Serenoa returns to the Wolfort domain. Safely within Glenbrook, Roland and Huette retire to Whitehome in the Crown City.
With a side mission of getting a wedding gift.
Alas, there is no time for rest in House Wolfort, as Serenoa soon finds himself swept up in preparations for his wedding to Frederica. Dragan, meanwhile, presides over the blasting of a new tunnel at the Grand Norzelian mines.
Chapter 4. A New Dawn. Okay, then. explosive.
That should be the end of that bothersome bedrock. Investigate it at once.
Hopefully there's no underhanded treachery about to happen. I like Dragan.
What in the name of iron?
Oh, they're going to find something else down here, aren't they?
What is it? Do we require more explosives?
No, Lord Dragan. You best come see for yourself.
We found diamond. Or something.
What the? It couldn't be.
Oh, maybe they find salt? Which would end the monopoly, thus, let's see what would happen.
That settles the wedding program, then. We still must decide upon the wedding dress, however.
Not we, Benedict. Surely the lady herself must decide.
There.
What do you desire, Frederica?
Well,
Hadn't you mentioned wanting to dress in the Rosellan custom for the ceremony?
Then you'd best ask the Roselle about that. There's a Rosellan village here in the domain. I'm sure they'd make you a dress if you asked.
but what of the other nations in attendance? Surely Hyzant would not look kindly upon it. Lord Simone, is it true that you assisted the Roselle who fled Hyzant during the war, and that you then granted them asylum here?
Aye, that is how the Roselle came to live within our domain.
It was a source of great tension, but in the end, Lord Simone's perseverance prevailed, and a group of Roselle found new homes here. To this day, the Holy State demands they be returned to Hyzant, citing their goddess's teachings as justification.
The roots of the conflict run deep. Nevertheless, it is our duty to protect those who we have sworn to take under our wing. Should you choose to dress in the Rosellan custom, we shall stand behind you every step of the way.
Is that so? Then, I see not how I could refuse such a kindness.
I shall accompany you to the village. To tell the truth, I have never been there myself. It would be a good opportunity to get to know them, to strengthen our bonds.
As is your duty, my son.
Rosellan custom it is, then. Let us depart at once to make the request.
Aye, all of us. Ooh, I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Eridor just wants to have an excuse for a party and traveling around, I'm sure. Ugh, good times. Even more reason to like Lord Simone, though. Alright, Rosellan Village. Seems like a big village. Serenoa visits the Rosellan village in his domain for the first time and hopes that they will make his betrothed's wedding dress. And I'm not finding any other things to look for on the map with the arrow keys, so this should be it. Onward. We do have a bunch of money. I could go to the encampment, but if we enter combat, we should be able to do that before.
Greetings and welcome, Lord Serenoa and Lady Frederica.
We'll see how it goes.
My name is Jerome. I bid you welcome on behalf of the Roselle. And congratulations on your engagement, as well as assuming lordship of your house.
It sounds pretty similar to Dragan in some ways. But also it looks like they enjoy having... Well, no, just this guy has the headdress. Maybe he's like the chief.
You have my gratitude. We hope you will continue to lend your support to House Wolfort.
You have my word. I owe your Lord Father a great debt.
Oh no,
Though
that's
even
Roland,
were
isn't it?
that not the case, you are engaged to one of our own in Lady Frederica. Few things could bring us more joy. We shall make the finest dress you have ever seen.
On that subject, I have one humble request. I would like to incorporate this pendant into the design.
The pendant you're never without.
'Tis one of a kind, left to me by my late mother. She was one of the Rosellan refugees who fled Hyzant during the war and found her way to Esfrost. In a twist of fate, she fell in love with the former Archduke, and thus was I born. In secret, of course. After I was born, she was sent back to Hyzant, where she met her end.
Wait, what?
I see why it never leaves you. Pray fashion the dress in this pendant's image.
It shall be done, my lord. Let us delay no further. Lady Frederica, please step inside, that we may take your measurements.
Thank you kindly.
Wow, that is
The
interesting.
measurements may take some time, Lord Serenoa. Perhaps you'd care to take a stroll and see the village while you wait.
Yeah.
I'd very much like that. Thank you.
So I'm guessing they gave up her mother for a political reason. Esfrost probably needed salt pretty badly. Perhaps I'll look around the village and get to know its people while they're taking her measurements. Yep. How about you? We came to this land in the midst of the Sultanian War, desperate to escape Hyzant's extraordinary cruelty. Your father then granted us asylum in our hour of need, shielding us from further harm. Probably why the king was upset with us, to some degree. I would have done the same. We have a duty to help those in need. I mean, we do have a duty to help those in need. I pray the day soon comes when you no longer require protection. You're free to live your lives unfettered. That also true. I intend to honor that. Let us work together and make this land a prosperous one for your people. Yep. I mean, I like this. I think that's utility again, but I like all those answers. I cannot thank you enough for those kind words. May they be a beacon of hope for the generations to come. We will do all in our power to make it so. Father granted the Roselle asylum in our lands. Though they once hailed from Hyzant, they are now as much a part of the Wolfort domain as anyone else. You know, I think I was reading Sarah Noah's stuff in the old man's voice for a bit, because those are pretty closely connected speech bubbles. Okay, can I, like, jump across here? Appears not. I do see a cat. We must greet it. Hello. HP recovery pellet. Good. Oh wait, is there another shiny? Shiny? Okay, no. Then let's talk to you. Your hair certainly does make you stand out, my lord. We don't get many visitors to our fair village. This is a good point. Also, yeah, why did you never visit before, Serenoa? This is intriguing. Was Destra Rosellan, maybe? I pray today's hunt goes well. I'd love to fetch a fine pelt for House Wolfort. Though it seems like, this is kind of getting into genetics a little bit, but Frederica had pink hair, and I'm assuming the Archduke of Esfrost did not have pink hair. You know, just some tiny assumption. So it seems like maybe Rosellan pink hair is kind of one of those genetic things that is more dominant rather than recessive. So, if Serenoa's mom was Rosellan, he'd probably have pink hair. That's just a theory. We must be strong and vigilant if we are to maintain the peace we have enjoyed on these lands. I like your armor. Okay. Anything else back here? Aha, I see you. HP recovery limit. Excellent. Let's go talk to this person. I should probably have gone front to back, but oh well. We've made our home here in the valley in the hopes that we'd not be discovered. Use the lay of the land to our advantage, like. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I hope it works out. Though, it would be nice if you didn't have to hide from anybody. That would be best. We'll just be a bit longer taking Larry Friederike's measurements. Please have a look around the village in the meanwhile. Alright then. It's no fun staying in the village all the time. I want to go play somewhere else. My mother gets mad at me if I go too far. You'll be able to venture further afield when you're older. And when that day comes, I'll show you both around the domain myself. Ah, but there's plenty of fun to be had here. I'm sure your mother would be pleased if you took up hunting or fishing. Good point. That's because you're precious to her. You do well to heed her words. I don't know if I can promise that I can show them around the domain myself. So let's do this. Hunting and fishing. Because you never know what lies ahead. I've always wanted to go hunting. Then you should try it. Ask your father or one of the other elders to take you. I'm sure that you'll do your mother proud. Yeah, she won't know what to do with all the meat I'm going to bring home. other than, you know, cooking. Very good idea. Though we may be under House Wolfort's protection, we dare not leave the village. The goddess's faithful will haul us straight back to the source if they catch sight of us. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have told the kid to go hunting. But I'm sure they have to do that sometimes. Is there a shiny out there? Or is that like the random particle effect of almost snow, or like light catching the dust in the air? So I think we've talked to you. We play together almost every day. Today we're climbing the ladder to the roof and playing lookouts. You know, that's a very important activity. Alright, so that should be everyone. We found a couple of shiny things. Can I go through here, though? Let's find out. Can I talk to you? Lord Simon offered us his protection without a word about our origins or our troubled history. His generosity is boundless, and I fear we shall never repay it. Instead, I simply pray that our village remains protected. I bear a great responsibility to these people. It falls to me to keep their land free from harm, no matter what the cost. Ah, Serenoa's duty. Okay, what's in here? More stuff. The Roselle share a portion of the forest bounty with House Wolford each year, as thanks for their safekeeping. Their quality pelts and fresh fruit make for a significant portion of House Wolford's capital. Cool. 300 money. Wait, am I stealing from my subjects? Okay, well, we get some more stuff to read about. That's cool. I need to try to remember to read about the Norzelian River as well. I regret to say this is my first time visiting the Rosellan village. I'm happy to see that they flourished under Lord Simon's protection these last 30 years. I couldn't believe my eyes when the Rosella arrived in the domain during the Salt Iron War. I had never seen anyone so downtrodden. Moves me to my core to see him thriving in peace times after all they went through. Now we just gotta keep them safe. Amen. I am eternally grateful to House Wolford. We would not be alive today if not for your protection. As a steward of this village, I pray we can work together to ensure a lasting peace. Sounds good, Jerome. Okay, so I think that might be everybody, but let's double check. Because these houses may have some more doors hiding from us. It would be smart. In terms of defenses. Actually, would it? Because having one doorway, it means you can't really escape easily, but it's also very hard for people to enter, so easier to defend. Anyway, moving on, I think we're done. A bit longer, eh? Yeah, I think we visited everything, so I can just click spacebar, eh? Alright. End exploration. Surely they'll have finished taking her measurements by now. Don't call her Shirley. Meanwhile. Back at the throne room.
Do you understand just how dangerous it is for a young prince to go gallivanting off on a whim?
Punish me if you will. But if I hadn't gone gallivanting, I never would have learned the state of things outside our own kingdom.
Oh? Well, if you are so interested in international affairs, then I have a fitting role for you to play. You will oversee the Grand Norzelian mines.
Okay.
Father, it would be a privilege.
I fear that punishment would provoke no reflection, and so I would rather put your energies to work for the kingdom.
I shan't let you down, Father.
I am not blind to your feelings, my son. I understand that my methods vex you. Nevertheless, I ask that you stay out of harm's way, and give me no reason to worry.
Of course.
Mining is grueling, thankless work. Show the miners the appreciation they deserve.
I shall. You have my word.
The necessary provisions have been arranged, Your Highness. You are to deliver them to Dragan.
Father, may I bring Lord Wolfort? It is his job to oversee the operation, after all. And his closeness with Dragan may engender goodwill.
Not a bad plan.
I know you trust him a great deal, Roland. But I would remind you that his betrothal now binds him to Frost. You would do well to be wary of any move he or his house might make.
So you share Franny's views on the matter. Nevertheless, Serenoa is a friend I could never hope to replace. A friend I trust no matter your opinion of him.
Concerning words, Your Highness, House Wolfort must be subject to the same scrutiny as any other.
Roland.
Yeah, you don't want to make the other lords jealous. Because bad things could happen to House Wolfort just because. Which is like...
Bring these tidings to Gustadolf at once.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dragan, what are you doing?
Is that everyone? Good. I have important news for all of you. What you see before you is to be seized by the Duchy of Esfrost. You shall not speak of this beyond those in present company. Any who do will be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
Oh my goodness.
Lord Dragan, are not the resources we mine destined to be shared among nations?
This matter is not up for debate. A discovery of this magnitude could reshape all of Norzelia. And so I ask this of you. Stand with me as I lead this great realm into a new era.
The ambition. It will stab us all.
You risk much giving us these orders. I shall do exactly as you say.
I thank you. I have already sent the Archduke a letter informing him of our find. When I am appointed Prime Minister, I promise to reward you all handsomely for delivering me such a boon.
You are to be Prime Minister?
Or Ambassador to Glenbrook, perhaps. Time will tell. Either way, with this I shall make my mark. And do what neither Father nor Gustadolf ever could.
Well, there goes the whole plan. Dragan. At least you care about your family.
What news from Dragan, dear brother?
I never dreamt our hypothesis would prove true.
So you take him at his word?
I have no choice. The spy I sent to shadow him corroborates his report.
And?
That is
what
fair.
are his demands?
He wishes to be named Prime Minister in exchange for secreting it away to Esfrost. Negotiations with Glenbrook are in the offing, should I refuse.
So he means to threaten you?
He is stronger than I believed him to be. Certainly what he has uncovered is worth the price he asks. What would you do, were you me?
Keep the secret safe, naturally. Did you not send a spy for this very reason? Surely expected this would happen.
I did, and they have been issued emergency orders.
Then leave the rest to me. I shall depart at once.
How fortunate I am to have a brother who knows me so well. Ah, Dragan, you will rue the day you dared place Glenbrook beside me on the scales of your feeble judgment.
Ah.
I hand down the orders. Yield or be crushed beneath my heel.
Well, if the music didn't tip you off. That T-pose. Oh my goodness. I guess it's less of a T-pose, more of a come at me, bro sort of pose. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we can go back to the village. The currently peaceful village. That thankfully isn't that close to the mine, but we will find out the hard way, I suppose.
The dress measurements are finished at last. I applaud your patience.
Oh, this is why people invented Game Boys and cell phones. To help with patience.
Is it exactly as you hoped?
It is indeed. I can hardly wait to see it finished.
I am glad to hear it.
There you are.
Prince Roland. And Huette besides. What brings you here?
How long were we waiting?
We were looking for you.
We inquired around Castle Wolfort and heard you all had come here.
Has something happened?
Father has asked me to keep watch over the mines. Won't you join me?
You scarcely need ask. Of course.
A wise course of action, seeing as you will be overseeing the mining operations.
And we can present Dragan with the gifts we procured abroad.
A fine opportunity to get to know the man better. He is quite talented, is he not?
He is a man with grand visions for the future. That much is certain. I shall tell you more of him along the way.
Then let us waste not one moment more. To the mines.
I'll have the dress ready in time for the ceremony, my lord.
You have my thanks, Jerome.
I wonder if Jerome is going to join us at some point. There's one named, two different design.
Serenoa and Frederica journey to the Rosellan village so she may be fitted for her wedding gown. The young lord gains an unexpected moment of quietude while he waits. However, Roland soon arrives with orders from King Regna to inspect the grand Norzelian mines, where Dragan has made great progress.
Okay, any other side mission things? Nope. Alright. Dragan. Not that it would have necessarily turned out any better if he told everybody about it, but at least he'd be less likely to be assassinated.
How will Gustadolf respond to my offer? I should think there's but one logical answer.
Assassination.
Should he refuse for some reason, I will need Father's aid. I must apprise him of the situation.
Yep.
Lord Dragan, Prince Roland is here from the Crown City.
What's this?
Come on, you had to know they'd inspect everything.
Prince Roland and my friends of House Wolfort. To what do I owe the honor?
Apologies for the sudden nature of our visit, Dragan. I have come on Father's orders to offer our sincere gratitude, as well as to observe the mining operation.
Splendid! The miners will no doubt be heartened by your Highness's presence.
Does the mining continue apace?
Indeed it does. There are no problems to report. And what of your trip abroad, Lord Serenoa?
It was most enlightening indeed. We even brought something for you. I do hope it's to your liking.
A portrait of the goddess herself, drawn with... Is this dyed salt?
It is. I understand they are used as talismans in Hyzant.
This gift would fetch unfathomable value in the duchy. I cannot thank you enough.
It is enough to see you happy.
I am glad our deliberations were not in vain.
Dragan, I believe it was you who said the future is in the hands of the ardent youth. We are of like mind. Let us shape the future together.
Indeed. That future is close at hand. I suspect we will reach across the border and ask for your cooperation in due course.
And I shall gladly assent.
Yes, we eagerly await your offer. Now then, I was thinking I might examine the quarry.
Wait, Your Highness! One of the tunnels caved in but a few days ago. I would advise against entering just now.
This is why we trust
Did you
but
not
verify.
assure us moments ago that the mining continues apace?
The miners are working to repair the damage as we speak. It is simply too soon to allow you inside.
Was it caused by a blast?
It was, in fact. We were perhaps a bit overzealous in attempting to remove some of the bedrock.
I'd no idea your explosives were so powerful. How do you make them anyway?
I would love to tell you, Your Highness, but I'm afraid we must keep some of our secrets. What I can say is that salt is a vital ingredient.
Saltpeter?
Surely you jest.
I thought you'd be surprised. I could scarcely believe it myself at first. A gargantuan tome in the archives opened my eyes to the many uses for salt, beyond seasoning our daily dishes. And now I pass what I've learned to you, Lord Serenoa, as a token of my gratitude for your visit.
New encampment thing?
The power of salt.
'Tis a compendium of my research on the uses of salt. I encourage you to peruse it at your leisure.
I most certainly shall. 'Tis a most valuable gift.
Fascinating indeed. I too would like to read it when you are through, my lord.
We give Benedict the book now. He's smart.
I look forward to hearing your impressions.
At any rate, I see the sun hangs low. Shall we save a tour of the mine for the morrow?
Yes, perhaps that would be best.
Yes, of course. I shall prepare entertainment and lodgings for your party at once.
Will Dragan be alive? Okay, the power of salt is added to our notes. So this is how magic is a thing in this universe? The mines appear to be operating apace. Perhaps I'll survey the operation more closely until my bedding is ready. Yep. I've come to deliver lunch to my husband and his fellow miners. They eat like horses, and yet I still manage to make too much. Good problem to have. Esfrost is hard at work building a rail car that will transport the ore we take from the mines. Can you imagine how much more efficient that will make the process? So wait, a rail car. Are they probably going to hand power it? That'd be my guess if they don't have engines yet, but who knows? I never expected Prince Roland and the House Wolford himself would grace us with their presence. It is truly an honor. I thank you for making the journey. It gladdens me to see a healthy contingent of miners from the Duchy alongside your brethren from Glenbrook. Also, there's a lot of stuff on the Sparkers. Talk. Lord Dragan's father, Minister Svarog, is as capable a man as the Archduke himself. By all rights, he should be the nation's prime minister, and yet he's performing glorified border duty in the middle of nowhere. I can't imagine he's happy about it. Svarog, that's Frederica's uncle. If Minister Svarog is indeed as capable as this miner would have me believe, how did he end up steward of Twinsgate? You learned about Svarog. It's called... The Gustadolf did not want any rivals near him, which is interesting, because some people have the opposite viewpoint. We'll be sending the iron we mine here to the consortium. They want to account for it all, as they do with salt and all else. The mine here is under the jurisdiction of Claros. Never met a thing he couldn't sell, that one. I was right to come with you. I do believe we succeeded in lowering Dragan's guard. We'll find out. Did I talk to you yet? Yes, I did. Okay. What about you? My convictions have been strengthened. Must have been a hard journey to get here. The roads of the mine aren't exactly well worn. Watch your step as you return home, my lord. Fair enough, Benedict. Despite the explosives collapsing one of the tunnels, mining appears to be on schedule. Running a mine, let alone one owned by 3 nations, is no easy task. The lack of unrest is a credit to Lord Dragan's leadership. To that end, indulge me with a hypothetical. Suppose you led this operation and an incident occurred. How would you respond? Seeing it as a joint accord, I would resolve the matter peaceably with Hysant and Esfrost's involvement. I would hear the problems firsthand from the miners themselves. Issuing orders blindly from above leads to chaos. I think that's probably the best solution, really. I would order an investigation into the cause and find the party or parties responsible. There must be no cause for bad blood between our nations. Interesting. I mean, also a very good point. It would depend on what kind of problem it is. Like, if it's mining efficiency, this makes the most sense, because they would probably have a better idea of how to be efficient. If it's literally somebody is causing collapses, then yeah, I'd do this one. But this one just seems like the most lengthy way to do anything, and probably won't help the mine at all, other than keep everybody from trying to take it for themselves. So, I guess since you're being vague with me, Benedict, we do this one. Alright. Meet the problem where it lives and deal with it directly. You've a good head on your shoulders and an admirable desire to lead. However, you do not operate in isolation. Hysant and Esfrost will see it as their duty to participate in the mediation process. So it will be up to us to deftly navigate those waters. I shall bear that in mind. Okay. Alright then, what about Dragan? Hello, friend. Can I talk to you from down here? Maybe. The future is what we make of it, Lord Serenoa. May the partnership with your house prove long and fruitful. As I see it, the mines are merely the beginning. We have much work to do, and I pray I can count on your assistance going forward. I mean, if he didn't try to just stab us in the back, man. Yeah. I have been teaching the others what I gleaned from all that reading I did in the archives. We'll master the frosty techniques, my lord. There's no shortage of practice down in the mines. Good point. It's hard labor, mining. I'll tell you, I don't see a man here I wouldn't want for my own army if it came to it. Let's hope it doesn't happen soon, Eridor. We got a stone. I understand a few fights broke out between the miners of Esfrost and Glenbrook at first, but such is bound to happen when two nations come together. Thankfully, they've learned to communicate, and now everything is progressing apace. Alright, what's this? Mining schedule to notes. Okay. Hi, Hewitt. The mine itself is larger than I imagined. I believe my hawk could fly cleanly through its tunnels. That would be pretty cool, but also dangerous. Vanguard scarf, that seems like an accessory. What about... Wait, I missed a shiny? What? What is wrong with me? I see you down here by Eridor. 450 gold. That's basically an upgrade. I like it. Okay, so we should have talked to everybody down here. Any other shines? Any other brightness in the dock? Maybe behind Gila? No? It's just random particle effects, okay. What about behind this pillar? No. At least not obviously. Okay, so I think I'm going to read some notes and then call it an episode, dear viewer. Then we will check what this guy might be hiding. Only miners past this point, sir. We're clearing rubble from a collapsed tunnel. The rest of it may be unstable as a result. We cannot risk letting anyone through. Yeah, you know, what we probably should institute is there has to be somebody from Glenbrook and Esfrost doing guards, duties, stuff, so that we have like combined task forces, but there's always chances for corruption. So, sometimes you take people at their word, and sometimes they're just lying to you, straight in the face. Alright, let us go to the War Chronicle. Notes. So let's see, the power of salt. Salt is foodstuff necessary for human survival, but that isn't all it is. It has myriad applications beyond the kitchen, and contains within it the power to change our world as we know it. In this book, I, Dragan Esfrost, have recorded the results of my research in the Grand Duchy's archives, the culmination of everything I learned poring over ancient texts from all across Norzelia. For example, salting food is an excellent method of preservation, but doing so on a large scale is untenable due to the mineral's costly nature. If we could preserve large stores of food, it would be easier for people to travel over longer distances, or help us trade goods and supplies in even greater quantities. It could even become possible to explore the hitherto unplumbable depths of the Hyzantian Desert, or to sail beyond the Great Falls in the south. Even more indispensable are salt's medicinal benefits. My predecessors used what limited salt they have to conduct various experiments. Though salt's scarcity makes it nigh impossible to put their findings into actual practice, they have shown that salt can be applied to great effect in developing medicine, producing materials such as leather or glass, and animal husbandry. Their research even suggests salt can be made into a volatile blasting agent. I expect even further possibilities will be discovered as the research progresses. Though, whether research can progress remains to be seen, with the source under Hyzant's tight-fisted control. But we must not abandon hope for the better Norzelia salt could help us realize. Someone must clear the way forward, else this new era of prosperity will die before it is ever born. What I am attempting to create will be vital to this effort. The potential of salt is the potential of Norzelia's future, and that of all of us who dwell within this great realm. I dedicate this book to all those who, like me, are striving for a new era. May it help guide us to a brighter future. Dragan Esfrost. Okay, and then volume 10. Situated at the edge of the Hyzantian Desert, the Citadel of the Sands is the Holy State's first line of defense. It has been the site of countless battles throughout history, including the vicious border skirmishes of the Salt Iron War. Due to its importance, one of the Saintly Seven has always overseen its command. After the Salt Iron War, Minister Sorsley End assumed the position and began the work of developing the Citadel into a trading post. To think that a place that has witnessed so much bloodshed could transform into a peaceful hub of commerce. Life truly is full of surprises. Perhaps that is why, though Hyzant rarely gets visitors from other lands, here I often catch glimpses of people whose providence I cannot discern, or perhaps it is only in my imagination. Okay, the Eternal Norzelia River has two tributaries with unique properties. The western branch, running from the snowy Norzelian mountains, is filled with water year-round. Although the water levels are now under control, the tributary was once quite turbulent and prone to floods. Many areas with swift currents still remain, however, and prove challenging to inexperienced sailors. Only Esfrost ships, armed with the full knowledge of the river's waters, are able to navigate those currents. Very important. The other tributary, stemming from the eastern deserts, flows calmly throughout. The gentle sloping of the river also allows for easy upstream passage. Water transport flourishes for most of the year, although low water levels in some seasons make the voyage near impossible for large vessels. The two branches converge into a single mighty river at Glenbrook and flow south to the Norzelia Falls. Mining schedule. XX day of XX month, year XX. Geological survey complete. High likelihood good quality iron ore is present, though buried deep under hard bedrock. Mining it should be possible with explosives. And then start of trial dig with explosives successful. Discovered vein of iron ore. Start of mine shaft construction. Start of iron ore excavation. Grand Norzelian Mines commemoration ceremony. Encountered bedrock harder than anticipated. Use explosives to blast our way through. So that was the previous thing that just happened, I'm assuming. Okay, a cursed cask. Have you heard the rumor of the moving cask? It's said that a mysterious apparition has been seen wandering around Hyzanth lately. According to one theory, the lingering hatred of someone who drowned their sorrows in wine gathered within the cask and caused it to move, gaining it the name, the Cursed Cask. They say that the lonely apparition beckons others to the same fate, calling out these words: welcome and welcome and welcome and welcome and... Yeah, that's probably not a ghost, let's put it that way. Okay, path traveled. This screen will allow you to view a summary of the story so far. Interesting. So, this is where our first major divergence happened, going to Hyzanth. Interesting. So we can kind of see if we wanted to try a different route in the future, we could do that. Just kind of by checking this path travel. Information. Oh, we have a lot of these. We're not going to read all these right now. Okay then, dear viewer. I hope you've enjoyed Triangle Strategy. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you did. And I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.